A lot of friends, a lot of good times around this fire pit. This is an old Dutch oven that I'm going to season. It was under the bus. It's rainwater. I'm going to season it over a campfire this fall. And there's a rug I made years ago. It's wet now. I'm trying to kind of air it out. This is the trusty tent. And this is what remains of a place that was very magical called the Way Out Dog Ranch. It was in Rainbow City, Alabama at 6900 Lister Ferry Road, and it belonged to one Chris Kreider. The reason I call it the remnants of the Way Out Dog Ranch is a lot of this wood and some of the things inside came from that. The roof is a part of a sign that was on a local business, Odin Music, in Gadsden, Alabama, that blew off in a tornado. So I took it, turned it inside out, and had my brother help me put the roof on. We'll go inside. These stairs were donated to the cause by Brian Bush and his better half, Tracy. The triangular pieces of wood came from WatchGadsden.com on Nakalula Mountain, Lookout Mountain. And there's another large piece of a staircase that Brian also donated. Let's go inside. I built this door myself out of old lumber that was in a shed on this property. And I don't lock it. As long as nobody abuses it, I don't care if they're here. It's hard to see right now. This is a shelf I built with some bug spray because it is Alabama and it is summertime. It's a very old cooler. A copy of the Lookout View News that is no longer in publication by some dear friends of mine, Holly Midgley and Chuck Peters, who lived in Mentone, Alabama. It was a remarkable newspaper, and I hate that they could no longer do it. There's the Magical Mirror. This cedar post I asked my brother for Christmas a few years ago, and he went out, cut it for me, drug it up here, and put it in the center of this cabin. And as you can see, that's the center of the roof at the top. There's my guardian plastic owl that Chas and Clarence and Tim bought me one birthday. That, you can barely see it, is a tiny working fireplace that I built out of rock and clay and straw and some recycled wood. You can't see it right now, the sun's not out. And that's a basket that belongs to Chris Kreider. He left it in his cabin when he went back to California. This was on the wall of the cabin. I like him. He's pretty cool. He hangs here in repose. And here, let me show you this. You can barely see it at this light. I'll have to come back on a day when we can actually see, and there's spider webs. It says, The Way Out now, but it used to say, The Way Out Dog Ranch. And a friend of Chris, Jimmy Stewart, actually, quite a good trumpet player. Part of the Gadsden Horns, which also included Danny Thomas. But there's the sign, and I keep it here to remember all the good times we had.